Hello, everyone. My name's Omar. I'm a product specialist at ClubRunner. Been with ClubRunner for about 4 years. I'm joined by Serena. She's been with us for about a year.
Hi, everybody. I'm here to answer any questions you may have. So feel free to enter it in the chat or in the Q&A, and I'll be happy to help.
Thank you, Serena. And thank you all for joining us for the first ClubRunner Changeover training session. There are many more training sessions, including the district administrator training just after, I believe, starting at 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern time. So if you're interested in administering your district, so giving access to other members to manage all of the clubs in the district, definitely attend that district administrator training later. And I do want to mention all of our sessions are being recorded and will be made available after the training. So after April 23rd, I believe, another week or so for our team to process, and then all of those recordings will be available publicly. Let's go ahead and jump into our outline and topics list for today. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull it up here. So the goal of our webinar is to provide an overview of using the district version of ClubRunner as a district executive and area governor. So we'll explore the member area and dashboard, review the district organization chart and area governor section, how to check on the club's integration status and contacts. We are going to create a committee, add some members to it, upload a document to it, and right after we create a committee and upload some documents to it, we're going to send an email to your club membership or other district executives. And finally, we'll cover reviewing the district reports closer to the end of the training. At 4 p.m. Eastern time, we'll break from our content to answer questions. Serena will be answering your questions, as she mentioned, in the chat throughout the training. So whenever I'm on a page, if a question pops into your mind, just share it with us in the Q&A box. You should see a Q&A tool closer to the bottom. If you click that Q&A box, you should have a little form you can fill out to submit your question, where Serena will answer it or mark it as live so we can answer it in the 15-minute Q&A beginning at 4 p.m. Okay, let's go ahead. I'm going to quickly share just a 2-question poll. Have you logged into your district, and what was it about? If you don't know exactly what you logged in to do, or your option isn't listed, just select other, that's okay. And I have sent out that poll. While you guys answer the poll, and we'll take a minute or two to answer the poll questions, I'll pull up our demonstration account. Thank you, and I do see the answers coming in, so big thank you for filling out our poll. Let's give it just another minute here to collect some results, and then we'll carry on with our regularly scheduled webinar content. Awesome, so I'm going to set a hard deadline at 3:04, so another 40 seconds, and we'll jump into the content. Okay, and I do see some raised hands in the attendees pop up for ourselves. Please, if you have any questions, submit them to us in the Q&A box, or if you'd just like to chat amongst the other attendees, you can chat using the chat icon in the bottom of the Zoom webinar as well. So please feel free to submit your questions to us. You don't have to raise your hand, or if you'd like to just chat, there is that chat box as well. Okay, and it has struck 3:04, so I'm going to end the poll. If you haven't gotten your poll submissions to us in this webinar, well, don't worry. We have polls for many other webinars, and there will be a survey at the end of our training here. Once it's wrapped up, you'll receive a pop-up you can fill to rate our webinar training today. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and end the poll. Thank you very much. Let's carry on. So I've pulled up our demonstration ClubRunner Rotary District here. You'll see our little dynamic carousel at the top, as well as our logo in the top left. To log into my district website, I'm going to go ahead and click Member Login in the top right. Okay, and on the member login form, you would enter your user's username. I'm just going to copy that from my little sheet here and then enter in your password. Before I log in, I do want to mention, if you do not know your username or you're not sure what your password is, you can click any of these 3 links: forgot username, forgot password, or new user, to open up a form to recover your credentials. Just to quickly show you what that looks like, I've right-clicked forgot password, and then I'm going to click open in new tab. And here's that retrieve login information form for the district. The first thing you'd do is select your club. then enter in your user's last name, your own last name, and finally your email address. Once you have those 3 pieces of information entered, you'd click this blue submit button, and this page would reload, and at the top you would see a green message saying something like a profile with the email address entered has been found in the system, and the system has sent an email with your username and link to reset your password. At that point, you would open up your email address client, click through to the link, get your username, enter your new password, and then you would enter that on the member login form like I have for our demo user Kerwin here. Okay, next step is to click the blue login button. So I'm going to go ahead and click login. And I'm brought back to the district's homepage. It doesn't look like much has changed, but I can tell we have logged in. In the top right, I see my user's name, Kerwin Dobson's, member area instead of member login, and log out in the top right. So I can click log out to log out. I'm going to go ahead and click member area. I do want to mention the user I'm working with is a district administrator, but for a majority of the content I'll be covering, it'll either be using district executive access for emails or club executive access to update a club's information, or area governor access, where an area governor is assigned clubs to manage the club information that they've been assigned. So I clicked member area. You'll see this district administration dashboard. Welcome back, Kerwin. As an administrator, I would have all of these different dashlets that I can click. So I'm just slowly scrolling down: my membership, need help, what's new, district management, club and membership management reports, and so on. I won't be covering all of these tools, but if you're interested in, say, the website designer or how you get access to it, how you get access to create events on the district, definitely join us for our training at 6 p.m. today, the district administration training. Scrolling back to the top, your members on logging in and club executives would likely see this members dashboard. So I'm going to go ahead and click members, and this is what your regular members would see: welcome name, and then they'd have an edit my profile button to edit their own profile. They'd be able to view their own club's information, search the district's member directory, download and view the district documents, any committees they've been joined in or are a member of, and their commitments and email history. If they're set as a club executive for their club on this same members dashboard, they would have access to this my club and membership dashlet and the RI integration dashlet. So this is if they are listed as an executive for their own club, and I'll show you exactly where Kerwin is listed as an executive. So Kerwin is able to open up their own active members list, inactive members list, other user list, club information page, and check on the RI integration settings. Say you were just a member and you were curious to find out if you are listed as a club executive, so you have access to this My Club and membership as well as RI integration dashlet. You wouldn't see these two dashlets here if you're not, so that would be the first way you could tell. But another way is if you scroll to the top, you can click For Clubs in the top blue bar, our For Clubs module. This module is available for all members for their own club. If they're set as an executive, they're able to edit the club information or view the member updates archive. If they're not assigned as an executive, they'd just be able to look at the club executives list. So I'm going to click Define Club Executives in the gray bar just below after clicking For Clubs. And here we can see Kerwin is set as a membership chair. And that's why on Kerwin's member dashboard, we have the My Club and Membership Management dashlet, as well as the RI integration dashlet. Those dashlets are for Kerwin to manage her own club. And if, say, Erhard Elvin, our president-elect, logged in, or our secretary Marta DeCursey logged in, she would see the same, or they would see the same members dashboard with that clubs and membership dashlet and the RI integration dashlet. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about district organization access. So to talk about district organization, we're going to go ahead and pull up the district organization chart. To get there, I'm going to click organization in the top blue bar, then district organization in the gray bar just below, district organization chart. I do see it is loading for us. Okay, it is taking a little longer than expected to load. I did just load it earlier. I suspect it'll load within the next 10 seconds here, but if it doesn't, we can always log out and log back in to open up the org chart. There we go. As I was speaking, it loaded. I can tell because the district organization chart page is open here. From the org chart, I can click previous year to open up the previous year of district executives and governor, or next year to look at the following year. We'll just review the current year. If I scroll down, we can see our district governor is set as Dario Finlayson from the Rotary Club of Bathurst, and we have our district executive section. An important note for this district executive section with these 5 executives is they are able to email other district executives as well as club executives with no additional access assigned to their profiles. So there is a district access rights that is assigned in the district database. I won't be covering that. We're just covering executive access, district executive access, area governor access, and club executive access. If you're interested in learning more about district access rights, again, definitely join us for 6 to 7 p.m. today. So if a district executive, say Darren Hold, logs into the district's website, when they go to the communication module in the top blue bar, they can send emails to other district executives as well as other club executives. Where would you go to send an email? And we will send an email, but just to show you, if I scroll to the top of our member area, I'm going to click communication in the top blue bar, then email services in the gray bar below. And if you click email services, you'll see your own email history. And in the top right of that page, as long as you're set as a district executive, you can email other executives, both club executives and district executives. And we will go through sending an email closer to the, right after we go through this organization chart training and area governor access. So that's district executive access. Let's scroll down this organization chart just a bit more. And here you'll see the assistant and area governor section. So any assistant or area governors will have access, the same access as a club executive would have access for the clubs in their area. So just for example's sake, Stesha Denzillo, if I click clubs for this area governor, we'll see the clubs that are assigned to Stesha. So we have Yorkdale, York, Wilson, and Vic Park. When Stesha goes to log into the district website, Stesha would be able to update Yorkdale, York, Wilson, Vic Parks, all of their membership information, club executive information, and review the RI integration status. And I will show you guys exactly where either an area governor, a member with member editing access, and club executives. Well, club executives would use 4 clubs, but area governor and membership editing access rights, I'll show you exactly where you would go to manage the clubs in your area, or if you're a district membership editor, where you'd go in general. Let's first create our own area. So I'm going to go back to the organization chart by clicking organization in the top blue bar, then district organization chart in the gray bar just below. I do see your question, Julie. It could be that the clubs are not in their area. If they do have clubs in their area, definitely reach out to us, or we will reach out to you. And I do see Serena is taking care of your question as well. Let's go ahead and create our own area. I'm scrolling to the bottom, assistant area and governor section, and then I'm going to click this orange add button to add a new area governor. Okay, as soon as I click that orange add button, we get this form where I can enter in the area's name. If we're just following our naming scheme here, it'll be 6. And then next, I would choose the area governor, the member who holds the position. There are 2 ways. You can first select the club that the member is a part of. So I've clicked the select club dropdown, and I can choose Old Mill. And then the next dropdown is the member dropdown. And if I click member dropdown, I can see all of the members in the Rotary Club of Old Mill, and then I can select their name, say Allard E here. And when I click save, Allard will be the Area 6 area governor. You can also search for a member using their last name or first name. If you want to search by first name, you would click this last name dropdown, then choose first name. Let's do that. I'm going to choose first name, and then we can search for the member. If I want to find Allard again, I would just enter an ALL, and I do see a few Allies, Allards, yep, and there's Allard Azell from the Rotary Club of Old Mill. So you can use either of these options to set any district executive or area governor. Last step is to click the orange save button on the right side of the page. Perfect. So now Allard is set for his area governor position to add clubs to Allard's area. We're going to click the clubs link on the right. And here on this area governor's clubs for number 6, we would click this assign club to this area button in the top right. Okay, and as soon as I do that, we get this club name drop-down menu. I can choose the club to add. It will prompt me if I attempt to add a club that is already part of another area. And I'm not 100% on every area's clubs in our demo account, so I'm hoping Shepherd isn't assigned to an area, but you can assign one club to multiple areas, and if we bump into it, I'll just add it anyway. So I've got Rotary Club of Shepherd selected. I'm going to click this blue save link on the right. Okay, and there it is. It's saved, and as soon as it's saved, it updates the president for the club if entered to display their name. So RC of Shepherd is now added to area 6, and I can add more clubs. Let's add 1 or 2 more clubs. I'm going to click assign club to this area, and I'm going to choose the next one right after Shepherd. So there's Shepherd. Let's try St. Clair. And then I'm going to click the blue save link again on the right. And yes, in this case, St. Clair is assigned to area number 3. I can see that in my pop-up. If I click OK, St. Clair will be added to both area 3 and area 6. So I'm going to click OK and save the update. Oh, I thought I did that. There we are. I think I may have just double saved, but there we are. Rotary Club of St. Clair is now in area 6. So now when Allard logs into the district, he'll be able to manage the Rotary Club of Shepherd and Rotary Club of St. Clair membership, their club executives, and view their RI integration status. Okay, let's go ahead and show how an area governor and membership editor would assist clubs with reviewing their membership information and RI integration status. So from the member area, and I'll start as a fresh login, so I'm going to click admin in the top blue bar, then admin new in the gray bar just below. This will pull up the same administration dashboard. Chances are your area governor may see this members dashboard. They could scroll down if they're entered as a club executive for their own club. They would have these 2 dashboards to manage their own club's information. But if they're an area governor looking to edit another club's information, or membership editor looking to edit another club's information, we would scroll to the top, then click this membership module in the top blue bar. And then from the gray bar just below, we would click clubs and membership. Okay, and this will load up the clubs and membership list page. If I was logged in as Allard, I think his name was, we would see Rotary Club of Shepherd and St. Clair and be able to click the links from the right for these 2 clubs, executives, club logo, members, and so on. I am logged in with that district administrator profile, so I am able to click the links for all of the clubs because I have that greatest access level. But your membership editors and area governors would open up this page and be able to either edit all of them with the membership editor access or with the area governor access just for the clubs in their area. So Allard, again, would only be able to click these links on the right for Shepherd or St. Clair. And if your area governors are experiencing any issue, thank you, George. And if your area governors are experiencing any issues with that access, definitely reach out to us. We can definitely investigate. Okay, let's go ahead and add a committee to our district so we can send emails and upload documents to a committee. A note is, in order to create committees, the membership editor access right is required. And at this point, I'm speaking a lot about access rights, so I'll show you how a district administrator assigns access. So let's go ahead and scroll to the top. In the same membership module, your district administrators would go to member access rights. So not only is there that for clubs, club executive access, area governor access, but also member access rights. And they are different than club access levels in the club version of ClubRunner. Let's click member area or member access rights. Here on the access rights page, we can select the club for which we are updating a member's access. So let's go ahead and click the drop down, then choose Rotary Club of Bathurst. And as soon as I select Bathurst, I'm able to select the member from the club. So let's say Ellen Lockhead here, and then I'm going to click this blue continue button to see the access rights assigned for Ellen. And here we see Ellen has no access on the district. So when they go to log in, they would just see the members dashboard I showed you with just the tools to manage their own profile. If they're listed as a club executive, they'd have those 2 extra dashlets at the bottom to manage only their own club information. Access rights are assigned across the district. So if I select the membership editor access right for Ellen and save the update, Ellen could go to the membership and clubs and membership list we were just at, and then be able to update all of the executive, member, club information, RI integration information for all clubs in the district. So if you're really looking to limit access, either just set the member as an executive for their club. They would have the 4 clubs tab and they'd be able to click all of the links for their own club. If they're only supposed to have access to manage a certain number of clubs in the district, definitely use the organization chart, area governors, and clubs list to just give them access to those clubs. And in the greatest access levels case, if they need access to edit membership information for everybody in the district, then you would have to loop in your district administrator to open up membership, member access rights, and then find the member and assign them the membership editor access right. And this membership editor access right is required for the committees I'm about to show you how to create. A quick note about this access right page is you can view all of the members who have a specific access right set to their profile. To do that, all you need to do is click the list link on the right. And again, this access right, manage access rights is only available for your district administrators. So let's go ahead and click list for district communication email executives only. And currently nobody in the district has this access. It seems nobody has gone in to sign it, but I'm sure if I go to membership editor and click list, we have 2 people who are set with this membership editor access right. Let's go ahead and go back to our access right page for Ellen. I'm just going to go ahead and save this update and we'll jump into creating a committee and then move on to sending emails and getting reports. So there we are. Ellen is set with that membership editor access. When she goes to log in, she can click membership, clubs and membership, and she will be able to edit all of the other clubs information. But again, area governors just get access to their own club. So I can't remember the person's name, but they just had Shepherd and St. Clair in their area. So they would see all of these active links, but everything else would be disabled. And membership editor is everything. Some of you are probably asking, what is this RI column and why do I see these red X's? These are the integration statuses for each of the clubs. You can check on the integration status for clubs in your area, or if you have the membership editor access right for any club, by using the RI integration member synchronization in the same membership module. So again, I'm going to click membership and then I can click RI member synchronization. And this is the same RI column with the RI integration statuses. As a club executive, you can view your own RI integration status. As an area governor, the status for clubs in your area. As a membership editor for every club. Okay, let's go ahead and create a committee. To continue, we're going to click organization in the top blue bar, then district committees in the gray bar just below. Okay, so here we are on the organization district committees page where it lists all of the yearly committees in our district. For yearly committees, I'm able to click this back arrow or forward arrow to check on the committees for next year, 23-24, or last year, if I click the back arrow, 21-22. If you're looking to create a committee that is perpetually part of your district, which means it doesn't change or it may not be in your district next year. So for an example, usually the membership committee in the district is a committee that's always part of the district. I would suggest creating the committee as a standing committee. And that's where I'm hovering my cursor here on the left. You'll see view yearly committees and view standing committees. By default, yearly committees loads, but if I click standing committees, you'll see that year selection at the top disappears. And here we have our membership committee that is just part of the district perpetually. It doesn't disappear next year. It's always part of the district. We will create a yearly committee. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to view yearly committees. And I do see it is listing or loading. There we are. From here, to add a brand new committee, I'm going to click this orange Add New Committee button in the top right. The first field is the name of the committee. Let's have this be our annual fundraising committee. I don't even need to type committee. Next is the director, who is director of the committee, I should say, and it uses the same district organization chart list we had just viewed when adding our area governor. So we see Dario Finlayson as the district governor, and so on. All of our other district executives, treasurer, administrator, our assistant district governors and area governors, including Allard, we just added. So I can choose anybody. If I choose, say, Dario, our district governor, his group of committees will appear above the rest of the yearly committees in this list. And I'll show you guys that when we save it. Next is this private checkbox. If you check private and leave it checked for your committee, only members in that committee will see it when they go to organization district committees. Any member who isn't part of that committee would not see your private committee and not be able to click through to open it. So sometimes this is used to store documents for a committee that only the members of the committee should have access to, or just to keep a committee hidden from other members logging into the club's website. Just keep that in mind. You have this private checkbox, which will hide the committee for anybody who's not entered in it. Your district membership editors will always see the private committee. Somebody has to be able to go and edit them, and we are using that membership editor / district administrator access to create the committee. I will keep it set as private, and last but not least is a description for committee. It is not required, but if you'd like to just include additional details about the committee, you can definitely throw them here. Our 2022-23 annual fundraising committee to generate funds for our district. Pardon me, I'm misspelling a bit. Oh, I think there we are. Perfect. So let's go ahead and save our committee. I'm going to click the orange save button in the bottom right. And there we are. We see in the district governor section, which does list Dario, we've got our annual fundraising committee, and the rest are ordered by their listing on the organization chart. So the next one after, there could be some in between. We've got district grants chair, membership chair, public image chair, and Rotary Foundation chair. I think treasurer is in between these two, and if we select the district treasurer as a director of a committee when creating that, the treasurer would end up in between these two. Okay, let's add some members to our committee. I'm going to go ahead and click annual fundraising. And no members are added yet, we just created it. Let's go ahead and click this orange add member button in the top right to add a member to the committee. So I've clicked add member. The first option here is to choose the club and then the member from that club for the committee. So I can click the club's drop down, then choose the club, say RC of Shepherd. After a bit of a delay, here there we are. We've got the members available, and I can click the second drop down and choose the member who's part of the committee, say Osborne here. I'm also able to search by first name and last name, similar to how we added our district organization chart area governor. I'll leave that tutorial out. We know how it works. You select last name or first name, then enter the first three letters, and then click the result. Next is the position or title for the committee member. You also have a separate access, but the position / title can be whatever you'd like to be for the member. Let's say Osborne is this committee's treasurer, so I would go committee treasurer as the title. And next is what is the access of the member for this committee. If they're just a regular member, they're able to view other members who are part of the committee, view the documents, view the emails that have been sent, and send emails to other committee members. If they wouldn't be able to add more members to the committee, upload or delete documents, they'd only be able to view them, and they wouldn't be able to delete email history. Okay, let's say Osborne should be the secretary or administrator. There is no difference in access between secretary or administrator or chair. It just appears differently once we save the member. So I'm going to go ahead, choose secretary and administrator, and then click save. And there we are. We see Osborne is set from the Rotary Club of Shepherd with the position title, committee treasurer, and access for secretary. It looks like Osborne doesn't have a phone number or email address entered, because if they did, that information would appear. Let's try one more time to see if we get a member who does have that information. So I'm going to click the add member button. We're going to choose another club, say Islington. Let's do Kipling, actually. It's Kipling. And then member drop down, I'm going to choose this member, Rusty Cutting. And let's say in this case, they're the committee secretary. So I'm going to go ahead, committee secretary. And then we're going to use the same access committee secretary, but again, there's no difference between chair and secretary. And then we're going to click this orange save button. There we are. And it looks like Rusty does have an email address, but does not have a phone number. I'll leave the add member tutorial for now. Let's go ahead and add documents to our committee. So people who are coming back to view the committee, it is private. So only Osborne, Rusty, and membership editors have access to it. But when they go to log in, they can view the documents we're about to upload. So to add documents to a committee, we're going to click this Documents tab. And I just skipped it, but you can create subcommittees within a committee, and the interface is the same. You would click subcommittees, add a committee. It'd have the same options we had when creating the committee, and then you could add members into those subcommittees. So it's just a committee nested within a committee. But for documents, we clicked the Documents tab. All committees come with a main folder that's already opened. To add files to the main folder, I'm going to click this page icon with the little plus on the right. It's very small, but I am hovering my cursor there. I'm going to click the page icon, and then we get this dialog to upload the document. The first option is to select the folder it is being uploaded to. There's only the main folder, so we only have main. We will come back and make a folder. I can add the name of the document at this point. So let's say fundraising requirements form, or say you have some document for your committee that you have to share or members should be able to download when they go about their work. This is where you'd go. You go to create the committee, add the members to it, documents, add committee, enter in that name. Description isn't required, so in this case, I'm just going to skip it. Next is access level, and this is an important feature. So here, access level, by default, it's set to committee members, so only members of the committee will be able to open up the document. In addition, this is a private committee, so only the committee members are able to even see this committee. But say this document should be available to any members who find the document link. You would choose members, and then if you were to copy the link for this document and share it in an email, it would prompt for login before being able to view the document. And finally is the public access level. So then you would get the link for this document included in an email. Anybody who receives it would be able to download a copy of the document. And I'll quickly show you how to get that link as well. We are going to set it to public just so we can test. Okay, and then the last option, apart from save, is this choose file button. I'm going to go ahead and click choose file. My device's file explorer will load where I can choose the file from my device. Say we'll use this ClubRunner Essentials PDF document. I'm going to click it once, then click open. And I can tell the PDF file is uploaded because I see the file's name. Do note the files must be less than 10 megabyte and must be in one of these formats. Document, PDF is a common one. It should be here. There it is, PDF, PowerPoint. There are many different document types you can upload. The zip file type is where you can compress different files into a zip file. So you are able to take files that aren't listed here, zip them into a .zip file, and then upload that .zip file to the committee's documents or the district's documents, which I have slated as a question if we have time to cover. Let's go ahead and save our ClubRunner Essentials PDF fundraising requirements form document. I'm going to click this orange save button. And there it is. In the main folder is our fundraising requirements form. If I click the file name, it'll download it to my device. There it is, ClubRunner Essentials. To get the link to share the document, I would click the clipboard icon. It is the very last icon in the row that the file is in. If I click that copy to clipboard option, I get this browser prompt, copy to clipboard, and then it gives me the link automatically. I just need to click OK, and then I can share the link in an email or test it in my browser. So in Google Chrome, I could just open up a new browser tab, right click, and then paste in the link that was saved when I click that clipboard icon. So there's that link, crsadmin.com, gen documents, and so on. If I click enter on my keyboard or somebody clicks the link from their email, a new version of that ClubRunner Essentials PDF was downloaded to my device. Just to show you, I'm going to close it all out and try one more time. We'll see a brand new download pop up. So I pasted it in, then clicking enter on my keyboard, and there it is. It is the only download, and we just downloaded it right now. So just a quick recap, back in your committees list, the documents tab is where you'd upload documents to get the link to share outside of your committee. You would first set the authorization to either member or public, and then click this copy clipboard icon at the very right for the document and click OK, and then the link is saved to your device's clipboard. Okay, let's create a folder to organize our documents. To create a brand new folder in the main folder, I'm going to click the folder icon with a plus icon. So let's click that, and now it prompts me, should this be a subfolder of main? It has to be a subfolder of main, so we'll add a subfolder here. I'm going to title it completed fundraising requests, for example. So we would store our completed fundraising requests in this subfolder. So I'm going to go ahead and I can add a description. I'm not going to. I'm just going to click save. And there it is. Completed fundraising requests is now a subfolder of main. To move my fundraising requirements form into this, I would simply click the pencil icon to edit the document that we uploaded earlier. So I'm going to go ahead and click that pencil icon, and in the please select folder dropdown, I would choose the subfolder we created, completed fundraising requests, then click save. Okay, and now it's saved. I can tell it's moved because we don't see it under main anymore. It's now in completed fundraising request. Subfolders are not automatically opened. To open them, you just need to click this folder icon. So I'm going to go ahead and click the folder, and there it is, fundraising requirements form, linked to the same PDF file we downloaded earlier. Okay, and I could add more documents. I'm going to leave that out because I want to touch on sending emails and getting reports. So let's carry on with the emails for committees. So say you're a committee member looking to email other committee members, we would click this email tab. And here, this page will show you the last 3 months of email history. To create a new email, we're going to click compose new message on the right. Okay, and this email page is a bit different than our one for communication, but it works very similar. On the left, you would choose the individuals. Christine doesn't have an email address, so we're not able to select them, but Rusty does. So I can select Rusty, and he's the only contact in annual fundraising with an email address. So it selects that for me as well. And then on the right, we would enter in the subject for the email and its text. So let's go ahead and throw in a subject here, new fundraising request from Bathurst. Say we're working with another club on this committee to get them fundraising. We'll go new fundraising request from Bathurst. We're sending it to Rusty and say, hello, Rusty and the fundraising committee. We are working with Bathurst to assist them with fundraising for a project. Oops. Okay, and I could elaborate more in the email. If I'd like to link to, say, a document or that document we added to our clipboard, I would simply enter in the text, say, click here to download the requirements document. Okay, so there's my line. I would highlight the line by clicking and dragging my cursor over the sentence, and then to link this text to a document or other website page, I would click this link editor tool. It looks like 2 chain rungs right here, and I'm going to click it, and then you get this link drop down where the link types are URL, link to anchor in text, which is text in the block, and an email address link. This link menu is a little different than our most current version. You can link to a lot of the things our newer link menu can link to just using the URL link type. And if you recall, we copied the URL for that ClubRunner Essentials PowerPoint document we uploaded to this committee. I'm simply going to place my cursor in the URL field and right click, then click paste. And there is that long document link, crsadmin.com gen documents. Perfect. I'm going to click OK. And now that link is saved to the text. Click here for the requirements, not to the, for the requirements documents. Okay, and that's how you can add links into emails by replacing text. You can also just include the link directly. I'm just going to Control V or right click and paste. And then I get this prompt because I'm copying from another clipboard. I'm going to click OK. And there's that link just as plain text in the email. You can use the same link menu to do the same. So I placed my cursor here instead of highlighting some text or an image. And then I click the link editor tool, and then I'd paste in the same URL and click OK, and it just plops it into place. It looks like it's hyperlinked in this case, but most email readers will recognize this as a clickable link and make it linkable as well. Let's go ahead and just delete this extra line and send off our email. So I'm going to just remove some extra space. And if we scroll down just a bit more, we can add attachments to our email as well. So we've linked up a document we uploaded in the documents section. There's also another documents area in the district that you can link to, but you can add attachments to email as well. So I'm just going to click this here link. Note for attachments is they cannot exceed 3 megabytes for committee emails. To upload a file within 3 megabytes, we click the Choose File button. And then I get a similar file explorer where I can choose the file. Say in this case, we're going to include this board meeting minutes spreadsheet document. It should be within 3 megabytes, and it is. It's not even a megabyte. Perfect. So there it is. It's uploaded. Next is step 4. If we leave the send a list of recipients as an attachment, any recipient will be able to see who else was included on the email from the system. And then the next option is copy me on this email. If you leave this option checked, you will receive an email from the system, a copy of what you're going to send to the committee members. And finally, but not least, is you can schedule an email to send at a certain date and time. If you'd like it to send right away, you would just leave these date and times empty. But to show you how it works, I'm going to click into the date field and then click this calendar icon just to the right. You will see this mini calendar where you can choose the day the email should be sent. So we're currently April 14th. Let's say we'd like this email to send out on the 19th. I would simply click April 19th, and it'll default the time, to 12 a.m. We can just change that time. So I'm just going to highlight the 12, enter in 4. I see an underscore. Let's go ahead and I press tab. Now it's set to 4 a.m., but I want this to be p.m. So I'm going to click a.m. p.m. and then type in the letter P, and it'll change that a.m. to p.m. So April 19th, 4 p.m., this email with the board meeting minutes attachment and the document we linked in will be sent to just Rusty. He's our only member with an email address in this committee. Let's scroll to the bottom and go ahead and click send. You also have save as draft to save it and come back to it before sending it. And you can also send test email to myself so you can see what the email appears as before you go and send it. And our newer email page outside of committees has a lot of these similar actions as well. Let's click the orange send button, then OK. Okay, and I do see it is working to process the send. There we are. We just need to click close on this browser prompt. And we're back in our annual fundraising committee. If I click documents, there's our folder. I click the subfolder, the nested folder, there's our folder. If I click email, there's our new fundraising request from Bathurst email scheduled to be sent on April 19th at 4 p.m. Eastern time. Okay, let's carry on to sending an email with the communication module. So not within a committee. So within a committee, we're only able to email other committee members, but using communication and being a district executive or using the email all members or email executive access rights, you're able to send emails. So it's those 3 requirements, one of 3. Either you're a district executive, you have the email executives access right, or you have the email all members access right. And those 3 methods give you access to what I'm about to show you. So in the top blue bar, as long as you have one of those requirements, we would click communication, then email services in the gray bar just below. This will take you to the email services page for your own emails. If you have the district administrator access right, you can click show all emails. You'll have this option here to see all of the emails sent from your district database in the past. So I see Dario sent an email out 2 days ago. It looks like we have a scheduled email for 25th for an event reminder, and another 2 emails were sent out just after by another Darren Hold. I think he's our district executive secretary. To create our own email, and you'd likely be on this show my own emails only page, we would click this orange compose new message button in the top right. Okay, here we are on the create email page, very similar to the committee emails page. In step 1, we have many more options. If you're listed as a district executive, you will see these 4 first groups: district executive current year, next year, club executives current year, club executives next year. You would also see custom distribution lists and contact groups. You wouldn't have access to email all of your membership. That is specifically either district administrator or the email all members access right, which your district administrator can assign to your profile. But if you were just a district executive, I'm going to create the email as if I was just a district executive. So I can select all of the other district executives for my current year by clicking this checkbox for the district executives current year group. As soon as I check it, you'll see 21 out of 21 is selected. Great. In this case, all of them have an email address we can send an email to. To send emails to individuals, we would click the plus icon to the left of the group. So I've just done that. I've clicked the plus icon, and you see the subgroups for district executives: governor, executives, officers and directors, area governors, which we added, and committee chairs, which we've also added a few. If I want just one of these to receive an email, first I'm going to click the checkbox again to unselect everybody, so 0 out of 21, and say only our district executive secretary should receive this email. I would go to the district executives group and then click expand on the right. And then you'll see this individual list where you'll see each member's name and the title of their district position or club position as it's listed on the club executive charts or district organization chart. So I wanted this to go to our executive secretary, Darren Hold. I'm just going to check the checkbox for just Darren and then click done. Okay, and now we see only 1 out of 6 is set for district executives, 1 out of 21 in total for the district executives current year. Using my district executive access, I'm also able to check the whole club executives and directors current year group. So I'm just going to do that. I'm just going to check it. And in this case, I see 52 out of 64 executives have been included. So 12 weren't able to be selected for our email. We can see why by clicking the same plus icon to the left of the group. And then you'll see those same subgroups, and I see service projects chair is 0 out of 1, secretary is 10 out of 14, president-elect is 11 out of 14. So some of these are missing. To see why, I'm going to click the expand link for president-elect, which is 11 out of 14. And here we see in the Rotary Club of Castle Frank, Erhart Elvin isn't able to be selected. I think we added them as a club to an area, and they didn't have an email address. And that's exactly why we can't email Erhart. Is in this case, Erhart's ClubRunner profile doesn't have an email address, so they're unselectable for our email. There is also another reason where if the recipient had received an email from the district or club before, there are unsubscribe links at the bottom of our email sent from the system. If somebody clicks that unsubscribe link, it'll turn off their club or district email privacy setting in their profile until either they re-enable that or an administrator or membership editor goes into the privacy tab and enables club emails or district emails. Okay, let's go ahead and click done. We've got our 1 district executive selected, all of the club executives who have valid email selected, and we're done with our recipients. On the right, we have a similar subject field we can fill. In this case, it's about let's say we have a club event, I believe the RC Rotary Club of Kipling. Actually, we have a district conference event in this demo account. So this email will be for our district conference. We're going to say, join us for our district conference. If I remembered the date, I would include it in the email subject, but I don't. And the link we're going to include in the email's content will link to the event on the website. We'll test after we send the email. So we've got our subject entered. Just below is this templates and merge field text box. The select template dropdown will replace the email content already drafted here with the template you select. So if you created an email template in the communication module, we would first click select template, then choose custom. And as soon as you select custom, you'll get the second select template dropdown. If I click select template, I see we don't have any saved. But if we did, we would see them here and I would be able to select them, then click insert, and it would replace dear nickname, last name with that email's content. I think we'll have some system ones. So I'm going to choose select template system templates. Oh, we don't. That's okay. We want to use a template. I was going to show you how to enter merge fields and write in your own email content and add links. So we'll do it from scratch. So we're going to leave that as select group. Next are the merge fields, recipient, sender, and account. There are already 2 merge fields in our default email content here. It says dear $Nick_name $. So this $Nick_name $. Field will be replaced with the recipient's nickname if entered. If a nickname isn't entered, their first name would be used. So for example, in our club executives and directors group, we've got a president from Downsview Park, Arthur Ibel, in our email. The nickname merge field, I don't know whether Arthur has a nickname, but Arthur will be used otherwise for nickname. And then the last name merge field, which is $last_name $, will display as a bell for Arthur when we send this email. But when Zenos Aspie receives it, the nickname would be Zenos unless he has a nickname entered, and then the last name would be Aspie. So let's go ahead and close this out. You can add more recipient, sender, or account merge fields. All you have to do is place your cursor where in the email you'd like that merge field to be included. Sorry, I pressed 2. But let's say we'd like their middle name to be included on the next line. I would go to the recipient dropdown after placing my cursor into where I'd like the merge field to be, then click the recipient dropdown and choose middle name. I think it should put in the merge field for us right away. So there it is, middle name. And as soon as I clicked it, $middle_name is included. So if they have a middle name, that'll be included in that middle name merge field. And we could say, join us for the district training or district conference, pardon me. Okay, so say Arthur Abel had the middle name Sandy for whatever reason, it would say, dear Arthur Abel, Sandy, join us for district conference. So that may not be a good example, but there are ways you can use the recipient first name, last name fields that do make sense for your email. Just to show you some more recipient merge fields, we also have their suffix, member ID number, club name, if they would be part of a club, so their club, full club name or short club name, and then you can also include spouse name information if that is entered for the member's profile. You can also include your own sender name. So I'm logged in with Kerwin Dobsons. If I want this email to read as sincerely Kerwin, I can do that without having to type in my full name. I just need to type in the last line sincerely, and then I place my cursor on the next line. And from the sender merge fields, I'm going to click sender dropdown, and then, yeah, let's have my first name be in there. So I'm going to click first name. It didn't add in this case, but we can add it still. I just need to click where my cursor should drop it into place and then click the add button. So let's do that, add. And there it is, sincerely sender first name, so Kerwin, and I want it to display the last name. So I've entered a space character right after, and then we're going to enter last name. So I've clicked last name, there it is, it enters for me, but in case it didn't, I could place my cursor where I'd like it to be and then click add again, and then it would add the merge field where my cursor is. Okay, you can also include merge fields for the account. In this case, it would be the ClubRunner Rotary district account that we would be merging the account information. But for your own district, it would use your own district's full name, short name, homepage link, address information. You can include that as merge fields in the email. OK. Let's go ahead and talk a little bit more about the newer link menu and adding images to emails. And we'll quickly cover reports in the last 4 minutes before we jump into Q&A. So say you'd like to include an image in your emails. We would click the image editor tool from the first 2 rows of tools here. There it is. You would get this image properties dialog. It doesn't display an image yet. You would first need to get one from your image library or browser using this browse server button. So I'm going to click browse server. It'll open up the district's image library. By default, you guys will be on this My Images folder. I'm hovering over it on the left. I see it is loading our demo account images. So here you'll see somebody else has uploaded End Polio Now and Take Action 1. I can upload my own images by clicking the upload button at the top. I can also create my own subfolder within the My Images folder. As long as I have access to the images, I can do this. So I've right-clicked My Images, new subfolder, and we're going to have this be Kerwin's Images. So I've entered that in for the folder name, and then I'm going to click OK. Okay, and I do see it is processing for us. Should be available in the next 30 seconds here. It is reloading. Perfect. So now under My Images is Kerwin's Images. It's completely blank, pardon me. Let's upload our own images with the green upload button. We're back in our File Explorer. Just a quick tip, if you have many images you'd like to upload, select the first image in the list, then hold down the Shift key on your keyboard and select the last image you'd like to upload. So I did that. I clicked my first image, held down the Shift key, then selected the last image, and now all of the ones in between are selected. At this point, I would just click Open to upload them to the image library. So I've clicked Open. It's uploading. There we are. There's all 6 images. To get just one in my email, I would double click it. So I'm going to double click this Easter egg hunt image. There it is. I see it's quite large. I'll leave its size, but you can change it using the width or height fields. And the lock icon, if locked, will take care of adjusting either the height or the width for you to keep the image's ratio. So it doesn't look stretched or horizontally stretched or compressed, where if you shrink down the width or the height too much. Let's try it. So I've got the height here at about 340. Let's cut the height in half, which should also mean the width is about 250 when we're done. So half of 340 is 170. And as soon as I do that, the image is smaller. I can scroll up this little preview. There it is. It's much smaller, more manageable. We can also add a border, just this regular black border, add some spacing so we can add some padding so it doesn't hug the text or touch the text. So I can add, say, 5 horizontal space, 5 vertical space above and below. We can also set an alignment. I'll leave that out, but you can align it to the very left or to the very right. Let's click OK, and there's our image. It's entered. We included a border, so now it has that border. Let's link it to our event. To do that, I just need to click the image once, like we highlighted the text, then click the link editor tool in the first row of tools. Here is that link menu. It is our newer menu. If I click the link type drop down, you'll see a few more options available. Built-in page, maybe I can try to zoom in just a bit more. Built-in page, custom page, document, download file, email, event, photo album, site page, and more. If you had uploaded a document to your documents list in the district member area, not the same as committee documents, but the just general documents list, you can link to those documents. If you've created a custom page to go alongside your event, you would be able to select those custom pages. In this case, we're linking to an event directly. So I'm going to choose the link type event. And then from the upcoming events dropdown just below, I've clicked, and there it is. We've created this district conference, My Event Runner event ahead of time. We are doing changeover training on My Event Runner, so definitely keep your eyes peeled for that in our deep dive series. But I just select the event, then click OK, and now the event is linked to this image. I can also link it to this first line. So I'm just going to highlight the text, click link again, change the link type to event, and then choose the event from the upcoming events dropdown and click OK. But we could link a document, or we could link a custom page, or more. Definitely play around with this link menu. But for now, just an event, and then I've clicked OK. Okay, so say we're done with the email's content. You guys can embellish and add more to the email. I just want to get you guys the gist of sending emails with links and documents and event links and so on. So we've got our email ready. Next is a similar attachments. So we have documents uploaded in the database, but we can also attach files to our email, just like we did for our committee. In this case, it's 5 MB per file with a total of 6 MB. So you can have 2 3 MB files. We would click the select files for upload button, then double click the file. Let's say this board meeting minute spreadsheet. Next are the same options we had for committee emails, include lists of recipients or copy me on this email. Let's enable both. And finally, step 5, if you leave it as is, it'll send the email right away, or you can click schedule to schedule the email like we did for the committee email. Let's do that. I'm going to click schedule, then click the date calendar icon and choose the date, say April 20th, and then I would enter the time in the field on the right. Let's say 3 p.m. I typed in 3, and I see 3:59 is put in for me, but I'm going to click the minute field and then type in 00. PM is perfect, but I can just click that AM, PM field and then write an A for AM or P for PM. You can also use this little cardinal arrow to navigate between minutes and hours and AM, PM. You would click up or down to add a minute, add an hour, or change to AM to PM. I like just typing it in, so I'm going to stick with that. Next is this orange send button. We are scheduling, so it's not going to send right away. Let's send right away. Let's change this to send right away because I want to click view and show you the links to the event. So I'm going to go ahead and click OK. I see we are bleeding into Q&A time, but let me get through this, show you where you guys can access and download reports, and then we'll go into live questions. So there's our email queued for sending. I can view it while it is queued for sending. From the email services page, I've clicked the actions drop-down arrow for our sent email. I can view stats, but those aren't ready for us yet because it's still queued for sending. In this case, I want to click view to view its contents. So there, we've linked this first line to the event as well as the image to the event. So if I click either of these links, it'll take us to the event. Let's go ahead and click one. And there it is. It takes us to the District 1230022 23 conference. I'm not a fan of the yellow on the gray. I'll go ahead and change this after our training today. It's not part of our regular training, but it takes us to the events registration form where we can fill out that information. If we had a custom page that was an event flyer, we could have linked to that flyer page, which included this link to the registration page on the custom page. Definitely check out that link editor tool and working in emails, working in website, working in stories. It can link to so many different things. You can hook up stuff so people just click once and then they have more links to click from where they are. They don't have to go and search. They just have more links to explore. Let's go ahead and view some reports. So back in my district member area, to get to all of the district reports, we're going to click reports in the top blue bar. And in order to view many of these reports, you would need the membership editor access, with one special exception. Download member data, which I will show you, requires a specific download member data access right, because it does give all of the member data if you'd like to export that from the system. So just a quick recap, I've clicked reports, then download member data in the gray bar just below. You're brought to this page where you'll see every field entered in the members' profiles. When I work with customers to get to use this download member data, I always suggest clicking the unselect all link, otherwise you'll have everything in that spreadsheet. So I've clicked unselect all, and then I can choose what fields I want. Say first name, last name, their membership type, the club they're with, their email address. So all that from the first column, and I can include more: cell phone number, business phone number, their sponsor if one is entered, club and Rotary join date. Okay, say that's all the fields we need. Scrolling down, we can choose which membership types should be included in the download member data report. I can choose just active or honorary or active custom. If you have other users entered in the district database, you can filter for all of them. If we just leave it to all, it'll pull in all of the members. So most of the time it's just left as all, but if you're looking to really filter by member type, join date, termination date, even the position year and the positions themselves. So I can filter this report for only the district governor and governor-elect for the current year or another year, and so on. You can do club position types, areas, clubs, individual clubs. It's really in depth. If you really want just a spreadsheet of data, membership, email addresses, phone numbers, download member data is where to go. You can leave it as all or customize the filters to your liking. The last step is to generate the report and then come back to the bottom and download it. But if you'd like to save it to return to it, you can choose yes and say saved member data export. number one, let's just have a number, and then I'm going to click generate. So there it is. It's generated the report and we've saved it in the future. So if somebody else comes to download member data, they can click saved member data export from the left. All of the same fields and filters would be applied for them. So you can save it ahead of time, come back to the page. All you'd have to do is click this my save searches, and then you'd be able to download the data. The last step after clicking generate is to click the blue download button, and there it is. It's downloaded in our browser. I'm clicking to open it. It's opened in my Excel spreadsheet here. And here's our demo accounts club data where we included join date, name, membership type, club, and so on. Okay, I'm just going to show you a few more reports and then we'll work in through the questions. I don't see, okay, some are marked live. Thank you, Serena. So we'll jump into those just shortly. I'm sorry, I'm delayed here. It's on me. Let's take a quick look at some other reports. So I'm going to click reports in the top blue bar again, and we can go to say club size / growth. So I've clicked club size / growth. It'll show me the total members for each club. Our demo account was set up this year. So if I was to do size comparison or size report, there isn't a last year to compare to. So I'm just going to show you this club size growth, but for your district, definitely reports, club size and growth, and then you can use the comparison tool or club growth comparison to see those changes year to year for your clubs. Another nice report a lot of people like to use, a lot of accounts like to use, is the login activity report to see how frequently members are logging into the district in this case. So I've clicked reports login activity. I see within the last month, 3 of us in preparation for the district here have logged in to set up the account. And then there is a never row with 117 records as they've never logged into the district before. I do see it increases to 1,018 because one honorary member also logged in there. Okay, another good report is the e-directory reports. These are some pre-built reports that can include member photos, your district executives, and so on. And again, reports in the top blue bar, then e-directory reports 2.0 in the gray bar below. You're brought to this support 123, or you'd be your own district name, e-directory reports page, and you would see the yearly reports, club and district leadership, club executives, presidents, district organization chart presidents, one with photos, and organization chart and directory. So as long as this information is entered in the district, you would come to this page, then click this regenerate button to generate it for the most current set of data. So let's do that for one club executives and directors. I've clicked regenerate. Within 30 minutes, so less than 30 minutes, the report would be up to date, and then you would download it. So I do see it's still processing because I see this icon here, but just to show you what one of these reports looks like, district organization charts and just presidents, organization and presidents, let's click the Word document icon or PDF icon. So I've clicked PDF. A PDF with the results will be downloaded to my browser here. There it is. And now I can click the file downloaded by my browser. And this one doesn't include photos, but does display the district organization chart and club presidents. So here we see Dario, our district governor, his email information, home information, work phone information, and then our club presidents is included just below. So Bathurst, we've got Zenos, Castle Frank Meredith, and so on. Miguela from Kipling, all of the club presidents are listed here. There is one with photos, which would take some time for us to generate, but you guys will have that right out of the box. You would just go to reports, e-directory reports, and regenerate the one with photos. Within 30 minutes, you would have the Word doc or PDF icons, and you would have a similar export with the member profile photos if entered. that's all I have time for the content. Let's cover some questions before we wrap up, and I'm okay spending an extra 2, 3, even 5-10 minutes to answer any questions, just to make sure everybody is answered, and then I'll pull up our outro slide. So Serena, would you like to hop on? Thank you.
Sure, just one moment. I'm gonna hop back in, Omar. I just want to make sure my camera's working here.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, I think Serena will be with us in 30 seconds. I think she was having just a bit of technical issues with her camera, but she'll be back in a few seconds, I'm certain. Awesome. Well, that's okay. I don't think I see the camera. Let me do what we did before, Serena. I'm going to go ahead and just throw you host so you can turn on your camera. Okay, and you can assign that host privilege back to me, and we can do the questions. Awesome.
There we go. So we've had some excellent questions here. Thank you everybody for your engagement. We really appreciate it. There was some, when you ask a question, there are other people that are asking the same question. They just don't want to ask it live in front of 100 other people. And that's why I'm here to help. So thank you so much for that. We did have a few Q&As that I wanted to answer live. Did you have those handy, Omar? It seems like I lost those when I
Oh, I'll be good. We also have some attendee questions, so you can ask me the attendee questions, and if you get that FAQ when I shared or we miss them, I'll include them.
No, I mean the attendee questions got disappeared when I
okay,
exited.
I do see
I'm
them.
So sorry about that.
That's okay. I think it may have disappeared when you rejoined, so I'll answer them. David Weichman asks, committee chairs technically are not officers or directors, so why must they be entered in that section? Why doesn't CR have a section for non-officer leaders? I'm not entirely certain. Committee chairs technically are not officers or directors, so why must they be entered in that section? I believe you're referring to the organization, district committees, and then the position types, David. I'm not 100% clear on exactly where, but where I think you're referring to is this annual fundraising. So this is the one we created, and then this access level we set for Osborne and Rusty. So just keeping security principles in mind, you want to give people the least amount of access as possible to do their role. If it means they need to download member data, that means you need to give them the download member data access. For committees, we are assigning these access levels for committee members so they can only manage this committee's information. If we set them with the membership editor access right, then they're able to open up other private committees and then edit other committee information. Where if we just set them as the secretary for the committee they're a part of, they're only able to edit the committee that they've been made a secretary or administrator for. I hope I'm answering your question for the right area, so I'll leave that for now. But if you have more questions, and I didn't get a chance to show you guys this, but ClubRunnerSupport.com is our knowledge base where you can reach out to us with any questions. Everything I've covered, adding committees, access rights, for club executive access, district executive access, all lives here, ClubRunnerSupport.com. We will also upload our knowledge base with the recordings for Changeover 2023. I'm going to take some time to show you where we'll upload those. So ClubRunnerSupport.com, videos and webinars just below the search bar. And if we scroll down just a bit more, here is our Changeover training session. It currently has the 2022 recordings. Our team will update this section with the 2023 recordings after we've done all of the Changeover training sessions. So definitely check out ClubRunnerSupport.com a week or two after April 23rd. And if you go to videos and webinars, Changeover training section, you should see all of the training sessions we've done. If we've missed a question in a training session, we'll post answers on our community site as well. We'll export this chat and questions and post answers on ClubRunner community. But in case you don't see that question or you didn't get the chance to ask it or it came to you later, ClubRunnerSupport.com, in the top right, click contact us. You'll have this form where you can enter your email name, subject, the account you're a part of, which will help us find the account you're working with, and then you can include what it is you're looking to make an update to in ClubRunner, and we're happy to search our knowledge base, get those article links for you, include recorded video links as well. So just reach out to us, clubrunnersupport.com. And again, on the homepage for the knowledge base videos and webinars, you can also contact us using the district member area, and I'll show you. So back in our demo district, if I wanted to reach out to ClubRunner for help, all I have to do is in the top blue bar, I'm going to click help as the rightmost option, and then I can click submit a ticket in the gray bar just below. It's the fourth item from the left, and as soon as I click submit a ticket, it takes you to the same form on the knowledge base. So I hope I've answered your question, David, but if I didn't, definitely reach out to us. We are happy to help. So I'm going to go ahead and carry on. David Kirk-Aldi shares, when you send an email to all committees, will it just send to the committee chairs, or will it also send to all the members of the committee? So in the committee email interface, and we're here in our annual fundraising committee, in this interface, email, compose new message, we only have one member with a valid email address. But if you have many members in your committee, you would just check annual fundraising committee, and all of the names that are checked would be included in the email. For the communication module, let's go ahead and open that up. So in the top blue bar, communication, then email services in the gray bar below. Here we are. We can compose another new email. And I believe you may be referring to the district executive committee chairs. So in this case, David, the committee chairs in district executives, in this case, current year, district executive current year committee chairs, it would only select the chairs entered for those committees. And that was done when we created the committee. I'll show you exactly where that is. So district executives committee chairs, I can click the expand link. Here are those same chairs. So we should see Aaron, Monique, Jania, Journey, and Gustavus when we open up our organization committees list. So organization, district committees. Okay, I am incorrect here. It's actually the chairs within the committee. So not necessarily the director, but the chair set within the committee. So there they are on the right. Chair, Westar, Darcy, Monique, these would be included in that committee chair selection when sending emails from the communication module. So I hope that answers your question. An anonymous attendee asks, how do committee chairs show up in a chart on the website comparable to the district org chart that showed officers and AGs? Where do Rotarians go to see what committees exist and who the subject matter expert contact is? Another great question. The yearly committees, if I recall correctly, are included on the district organization chart on the public website. Let's show you guys exactly where that is. So I'm in the member area. It's not the same as the public website. To get to the public website where we first logged in, I'm going to click home page in the top right. So here we are back on our district homepage. Most of the time, district websites will include this district information widget on the website, which will link to the organization chart and organization chart photos. If it is not linked on your district, if your district has enabled the search bar, you can search for it. So I'm just going to go ahead and search for it, organization chart in the search menu, and click enter. I'm just going to zoom in a little more. Here are our results. The district organization chart or one with photos would both work for our needs. I'm just going to click organization chart. Here is that same organization chart on the public website. It's not editable by anybody. You have to make those edits in the member area. But if I scroll to the very bottom, so first was district governor, district executives, the district officers and directors, and then the area governors, including Allard we just added. Just scrolling past that, I should see committees here. Am I scrolling past it too fast? Sorry, it was right here. District officers and directors. So for each officer and committee that they are a chair of, it appears right here. So our district grants chair is the chair of the grants committee. So that appears here. It actually appears twice because he's set as the grants chair in the organization chart. And then in committees, he's got his grants committee. But if he had another committee he was a part of, that would appear just below. to speak about that a little more, Gustavus, our district public image chair, does have two committees. So he's part of the public image committee. There is his name, and then the website committee. It's being chaired by Aaron, but Gustavus is part of that committee. It's under his sort of jurisdiction. The visitors can contact your chairs and the primary contact for a committee by clicking the name from this organization chart page. So I can click the name. I see I'm logged in, so this is an inadequate test. Let's adequately test. So I'm going to copy this link. It's remembering that I've logged in. I'm going to copy it into an incognito browser. So this incognito session in Google Chrome doesn't know that I've logged in. I'm just pulling up that same org chart page. Here we are. So this is how a visitor would interact with it. We're not logged in. It would show me. I can click, say, Gustavus Wistar's name. There we are. And we get this contact us form. Because I was logged in, the link was actually a mail to link. So if I had a preferred email program on my device, it would have opened up Gustavus's email address because I am logged in as an administrator. But as I'm a visitor and not logged in, I'm not able to see any information for Gustavus. All I have is this contact form where I can enter my first name, my last name, my email address, my subject, message, and then click consent, do the captcha check, and send. And that's how they can send emails with the public website to your district chairs. You can also create custom pages and create similar contact us widgets, which you can enter an email address for, and then visitors would use that public contact page that you've linked onto the website to send emails to the email address you enter for that contact us widget. And that's something to keep out for in our website live designer training when we go through building custom pages, adding widgets, configuring those widgets like the Facebook plugin widget and embedded video widget. So I'm going to go ahead and close this out. I'm going to review for more questions here.
I have a couple more questions on my side, Omar, if that's okay.
Yeah, let me finish up this last
Sure.
attendee question, and then we can move on to some of the ones we've prepared. The last question from an anonymous attendee: our district does not show subcommittee chairs on its organization chart. Do you recommend creating and downloading a PDF file listing all the committees and subcommittee chairs, then create a link to this file on the website under the organization folder? So subcommittee chairs on its org chart. I don't believe subcommittees. I would have to test. I would personally have to test and get back to you, anonymous attendee. I don't believe subcommittee chairs appear on this page. It's just the organization chart director and then the committees they have chaired. So Gustavus, the public image chair, his two public image and website committees that he's a part of appear under him on the chart. I don't believe it includes subcommittees, but if you were looking to include that information on the website, you could definitely use a PDF file with their name and contact information. I would suggest being mindful when uploading it as a document. Be aware that there's that access level option. You can either use require login, so if only members should be able to access the email address information, then you can set it to require login when somebody goes to click it, or you can make it public, but that means anybody who visits your website would be able to download the document and any information in it. I've spoken a bit about documents, and I think one of our planned questions is documents, Serena, so we can leave that question out. I'll show you exactly where you can upload this document, anonymous attendee. So back in the member area, I'm just going to click member area in the top right, and I want to thank everybody for staying with us over time. We are over time. 4:15, we're about 6 minutes. I am going to stay until we're all wrapped up and answer any questions Serena has for us, but let me show you where you can upload documents not part of a committee in the district. So opening up the member area here should load within 30 seconds. Okay, it is taking just a little longer than I expect. Should typically load the member area within 15 seconds. It was super quick when we went to the public site. Let's just give it another few seconds here. I just need to be patient. Okay, this is definitely unusual. What I can do is open up the homepage again and try to go into the member area. So I've copied the address and I'm going to paste it into my browser and go enter. We're back on the homepage. I'm going to click member area. Something's up, and I do believe it is with our demonstration account. It's still loading here. So I apologize, anonymous attendee. I want to show you exactly where with an article. So on our knowledge base, clubrunnersupport.com, I can type in documents. One of our articles is manage district documents. I don't see it here, so I'm just going to enter documents. Here we are. How do I manage district documents? If I click this article link, it'll walk us through the steps. So the first step is to log into the member area. In the top blue bar where we clicked organization or membership, you would see documents. Then we would click documents. You would get a second documents drop down to click. You click that and you'll be brought to this private documents list page. To add documents, you would click this orange add button. And when adding a document, I just want to get to the, so this is the folder. When adding a document, you would have a title you could fill in. It'll give you a permalink. You don't need to enter one. The description is optional, but the access level is right after this document folder option. You would define, and this is the perfect screenshot. So there's the title at the top, permalink description, document folder to organize it, and then the access level. So when you go to upload this document, you can choose require login, so only members can open it up. They would be prompted to log in, or public, in which case anybody who finds the link, it doesn't even need to be a link to the website, they just need the URL, can download the document. So just be mindful, if that information should be public anyway, great, just upload it with the access level public. But if it has some sensitive information like phone numbers and email addresses, I would suggest being cautious, asking those people if it's okay if you post their information online publicly, and then you can use that public access level. But if it requires login, there's no worry, only members would be able to download that document and view its information. Okay, I hope that answers all of the list of questions we have, but Serena, I know you have a few more for me. I'll spend another 5 minutes. We'll go to 4:30 and then we'll wrap up then. So please.
Fantastic. All right, so how do we get access rights to edit the organization chart? It looks like we went through that already, so I wanted to know how do all of these questions actually we already had touched upon during our session.
I think it's a good refresher. I think it's a good refresher. So in order to edit the organization chart, you need to already be listed as an executive. So I've clicked organization, then district organization chart on the gray bar below. So ideally, Stanley Busfield or Barry Clappison is adding you to the district executive chart so you can log in and make those updates. If you don't see yourself listed and you're not able to make changes, I would suggest reaching out to your district administrator if they've included a contact us page on your website, or reach out to your district secretary to add you to the organization chart. If they're not reachable for any reason, or they're not exactly sure how to get you listed, they don't know the steps, definitely share with them our contact information, support@clubrunner.ca, or say you can reach out to them with the help link in the top and submit a ticket, and then they can fill out the form and be like, I'm trying to add this executive to give them access to edit other executive information and email other executives. We're happy to walk them through and include article links on setting up the executive so you can log in and update those executives. So that was one of our prepared questions. Are we wrapped up the other ones then, Serena?
Yeah, it looks like we've already touched on all of this quite in depth. We had opportunity to go through public and private documents on the district, as well as reports including membership, editor access, and so on and so forth.
Perfect. Thank you, Serena, for help. I'm going to go ahead and pull up the outro slide. I want to say a big thank you for all of our attendees staying the extra time. I know we went over. I do appreciate it. If you're interested in learning more about district administration, not just using it as an executive or a club executive, but managing it entirely, definitely join us for 6 to 7. I'm going to pull up clubrunner.com/training. There we are. This is the changeover training page. Let's see. It's just taking a moment here.
Thank you, everyone. We really do appreciate you joining us for this session. It's been fantastic being able to support you, and there's been really great questions. I know a few people were concerned about not receiving the support resources. We'll make sure we get that out to the attendees that have registered via email as well.
And to add to that, all of the questions will be posted on the community with answers there as well. So just keep your eyes peeled for our posts. Thank you, everyone, and have a wonderful day.
Bye-bye.